Old laptops only job is to show CCTV footage, nothing else. Okay. The main system, it's here. It runs the server, the CCTV server, and it on the local address. Anyone can access it, the address, and all this laptop does is connects to that server and just shows the footage. If I turn the display down, it's still working because earlier I had set it down so that if I closed it, it would shut down, and when I would open this, it would turn up. Okay, that used to happen. It isn't happening anymore because it had a 200 gig extra free space. Debian doesn't require that much data, so it had a lot of free space. Okay, it's there's like even now there is 200 gigs was free, so I just shared it via the network to archive the old footage. The keyboard on this doesn't work. The keyboard mouse that I have connected does not stay connected to this. It stays connected to my main system. The point I am making is I tried very hard to do the same thing with Windows and failed. Okay, I tried just basic, that every time the system opens up, it should unlock automatically, and the web page that was working in the background should come up directly, just like this. And every so often it would disconnect or it would turn off, or the main problem was it kept coming, the lock screen kept coming. And even after, like, what, let's try to solve it, I gave it a lot of time. The stupid thing that happened was, since that was Windows 10, yes, the support has ended. Even then, it kept bringing the full screen notification about an update or something. Okay, I don't know why they ended the support. They should leave me alone. That was the whole point of installing Windows 10 on this, so that they leave me alone. Okay, and this and even then I tried a lot of things. They just kept pushing. Every few days I would get a whole screen notification and I would have to connect a mouse and keyboard, and I was like, enough, let's move over to uh, Linux. And the I think Debian was in my mind for a long time, mainly for stability. That's all. I do not plan to update it or anything. It works just fine. Okay, and with the help of AI, okay, I tried doing it by myself. It would require some basic knowledge that I did not have. So with the help of some AI, I set up all these. Okay, and this is the kiosk that actually opens up every time the laptop opens up. It just connects to this local address. It opens Firefox with kiosk, and these are few reloads, so that if the page crashes or if it's been a long time, reload the page as a failsafe. It works without it, but my Wi-Fi was turning off every some often, especially when the lid was down. Okay, so we fixed that with power saving. We disabled the Wi-Fi power saving from here, removed the login password requirement and everything. And it took a few hours. Okay, and second day to when I wanted to use the included storage as. So first I used the storage, the 200 gig storage, because current market. I'm using it for two purposes. The first is archiving my old footage. Okay, so every time I make a YouTube video, including this one, after I make the video, I move it to this system. Okay, to the hard disk on this. In like 99% of the cases, I do not need to retrieve it. In the 1% of cases that I do need to retrieve it, I can go back and just access the footage. And the second thing I did was I used that 200 gig storage to make a media server. Okay, and over Wi-Fi I do not have the time to plug in a cable, so I made this Debian media server that any local devices can access, including web OS TV. I'm glad this does not have Android, seeing what is going on right now. Okay, and up to 1080p, no issues. Everything just works fine. Okay, I let me just show you a part of the screen. Okay, it's working. Okay, it's picking, it's working, and it doesn't stop. Okay, maybe if I plug in the Ethernet, maybe it can do 4K also. But this requires a lot of computation power since uh, few of the footage. This is 360. No, this is 10. This is 720p. A few of the footage are higher quality. Okay, one, two, three, four. Okay, these are low, but these are high because the camera's 360p is not working. The Tapo companies, good cameras, just like vanished. It's like the whole company has shut down or something. Especially in India, you can't even buy them. I guess that's all. The point I am trying to make is that uh, I have tried doing this earlier, and yes, I have run into problems earlier, but I never really was forced to move away from Windows. And this is the first time that I actually moved away from Windows, even on a secondary or a tertiary device. Okay, I just moved away from it. It does one job and it does that job beautifully. And it's not the first day, it has been working. This thing has been going on for a long time now. Okay, and it has not caused any issues whatsoever. Actually, I do not even plug in a keyboard or mouse into it. That is plugged into the TV and sorry, plugged in into the PC. That is plugged into the TV, and I absolutely loved, you know, seeing the result. Doing this, yes, it was a bit frustrating, but not as frustrating. Okay, so funny how the AI that I used to, set this everything up is the one that caused the RAM, SSD, and every tech issues. I really feel bad that I had to use AI. I tried searching a lot of things I did find on Stack Overflow. Okay, a lot of things I did find on Stack Overflow. I did edit a lot of things, but when there are some specific problems, like Linux will always have some problem with the Wi-Fi if it's like a, I think, Realtek's Wi-Fi or and Bluetooth or something. Okay, so and then when that came along, I could have found I know I gave it a lot of my time without AI, but ultimately I gave in, and for these I just used it. Anyways, hopefully, but I will say this that uh, in the past many days I realized, you know, maybe AI and using this is not good. So I deleted all my ChatGPT accounts, all of it, and I have, for anything that I put on website, I have already stopped using it completely. And instead, what I have done is I am getting a few books. So like on Windows, I do a lot of batch scripting. You must have seen some earlier videos. And instead of just asking ChatGPT for it, and the second thing is regex. So every time that you need to search a particular term, that those things I do like on a regular basis. So I just rented two books and I'm slowly going through them. Okay, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Point is, Windows even on 10 just keeps pushing update, keeps trying to get you to do something. And second thing, Debian Linux worked perfectly fine for me. Maybe Bezite, since it is an immutable distribution that you cannot destroy. Like it's very hard to mess that distribution up. You must have seen Gamer Nexus talk about it, or Level One Tech talk about it. So if you are interested in a distro for a more stable and that kind of use, go with Barrite, as a lot of people are, until SteamOS comes around. Okay, you can do that, but the other thing is that you will, it's an experimentation thing. I remember back in my days, I installed Ubuntu, didn't like it. Then I installed Linux Mint, which I used for quite some time. Okay, but they were always dual boot. They were never with, you know, on their own. They were never on their own. KDE Linux, I just ran to get some Wi-Fi passwords and sorry, KDE not Kali Linux. Kali Linux. KDE I tried. I hated the extra animations. Open source, I think that was my last OS a decade ago that I really liked. Manjaro, I didn't give much try. Fedora didn't. I didn't go into it. Debian I had tried earlier. Okay, even though it was simple. And I think Linux Mint is the one that I experimented most with all their desktop variants, Mate, XFCE, KDE, whichever one it was. I think I tried all of them. And so yeah, at least I did this for this system. And I guess as much, keep making. I think Microsoft is not doing enough. Okay. They should push more AI towards everyone. Okay. They should, you know, completely ruin that operating system. Everywhere should be AI. The wallpaper should be AI. Everything should be AI in that so that people are forced to look a hard look at things and maybe try Linux. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. Microsoft is not doing enough. Google is not doing enough with Android. Okay, they're saying that they will put developer verifications and all. I say go a few steps farther than that. Completely lock the system. It should not even run if there is no internet or something. I think, take some drastic steps. Take so much steps in the, you know not in favor of the user. Okay, everything that you think will make you money, keep doing that so much that people get frustrated and completely leave your platform and never come back. Okay, I think that really needs to do, and they are doing well. They are not doing enough. Both Google and I think Google Android I will talk some other time, but yeah, that's for now.